Hello, everyone. It's Ty Walden here, talking with Tori Petersen. Tori, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. What about you?
Doing all right, given the state of the world, I should say. It's crazy times, crazy times.
Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely crazy times with Broncos football, that's for sure.
Yeah, no kidding. I can't believe the season's almost over.
Oh, wait. Yeah, we got what, 5 games left?
5 games.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
This going to be a really grueling 5 games then.
Yeah. Hopefully, I saw someone tweet the other day, I can't remember who, but to think about our last 5 games as how well last year's last 5 games went. So hopefully we have a similar showing, but who knows?
Fingers crossed for that one for sure. um, But speaking of tough times, we were hit pretty hard within the 24 hours before the Saints game. But we suffered a tough loss. But I felt like a lot of people kind of expected that, especially since we didn't really have a quarterback. But other than the quarterback situation, what stood out to you the most in that game?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a burn the tape game. Obviously, offensively, not a lot you can take from that game, and defensively, I feel like despite the score, we kept things together. But with time of possession being so lopsided, kind of hard to maintain a low scoring game. But I think what really stood out is just the way that the team really came together. Hopefully, this was like a galvanizing moment and we can somehow get some momentum back after that game. I feel like our team really showed like how much they love each other and kind of came together. Whereas I think some teams would have quit. I mean, the Steelers game, they didn't have that quit in them, and a lot of people talked about that. But that was still early in the season. To have a losing record right now, play a game without a quarterback, and still not quit in a game, I think really shows the potential that this team might have in the future.
Yeah, I think you pretty much hit it right there with the not giving up was definitely something I was really impressed with, even though we
Yeah.
couldn't do a whole lot. Like
Yeah.
we were just given what we were handed and just tried to make the best of it.
Yeah, so tough game, but hopefully we can get some of the Dolphins, momentum back. But I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Um so and I actually just saw this today where there are just a lot of people that are like really putting the commissioner of the NFL under fire for how they handled our game versus
Yeah.
something like the Ravens and Steelers game. So, in your honest opinion, what is your honest opinion, I should say, on how the NFL handled the situation regarding the Broncos quarterbacks?
Yeah, I'm definitely a rule follower. So when I saw the first initial news break, I was frustrated with our quarterbacks. I felt like, just follow the rules and this wouldn't happen. But as more information came out and to like find out that the quarterbacks were in on their day off, trying to improve, it's not like they were sitting in the room in a small room with no masks on, which is kind of what I had envisioned when that first broke. I'm disappointed that they didn't follow the rules to the T. So I think there is still some fault in the Broncos organization, but the NFL, I mean, kind of hurt their brand on Sunday. You know, I personally am not like overly into college football. I feel like it's always kind of blowouts. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it never feels like a fair match up whenever
Right.
I've tried watching college football. And that's kind of how Sunday felt. Like you took away, an opportunity for us. Yeah, I know it wasn't likely that we were going to beat the Saints if you go with what the projections were, but it's still definitely frustrating. And I get that the rules are that it has to be an outbreak outside of one position group. But when that position group is the person who touches the ball on every offensive snap, you might have to like readjust your protocol.
Right.
So I think there's definitely fault on both ends of it, but the NFL really messed up, hurt their brand, hurt, the competitive nature. So, I'm definitely frustrated like a lot of people are right now.
Yeah. It's, I guess the way to look at it is, yeah, we know they broke the rules. Like it was kind of reckless on their part a little bit,
Yeah.
but when it comes to a competitive standpoint, like I'm more familiar with competitive gameplay. And if you
Yeah.
take out a complete take out a position completely out of the game, especially one as important as quarterback, that's going to really turn the tide in favor of
Yeah.
the other team.
Yeah, definitely. And it is hard when you see the Ravens because people are like, well, Broncos should have followed the rules. It's like, well, a team that has 25 positive cases wasn't following the rules either. So it's definitely it's frustrating, but hopefully they can kind of come out and play angry on Sunday, like mad at the NFL and just like ready to punch the Chiefs in the mouth finally. So hopefully we can play with a chip on our shoulder and kind of nod to Goodell after a win.
Yes. Speaking of the Chiefs, it's going to be a tough matchup, but I actually found out this is going to be our first time on Sunday Night Football since 2017, I believe.
Yeah, I saw that stat today. Yeah, definitely going to be a tough game, but we'll see.
Um, is there anywhere you believe the Broncos can succeed that could possibly help us win? If there's any glimmer of hope.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, offensively is where we've been struggling, and I know defense is probably tired of carrying the offense. So I want to say offensively is kind of where we need to win the game, but I think defense will really hold a large piece to that. If we can hold the Chiefs to hopefully like 21, 28 at the very most, maybe offense has an opportunity. Um, Offense needs to not have 3-and-outs and
Mhm.
exhaust the defense, obviously. So, we really do need offense to finally get it together, but knowing that, on our good games, we're at 28. Defense is definitely still going to have to hold. And I don't know if is Lindsay going to be able to play on Sunday?
Last I heard, they're optimistic that he is going to play.
Yeah, so that's a key component. If Lindsay can play, I think we have a better shot, obviously, at offensively clicking. Without him, it's going to fall on the defensive shoulders even more so. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Actually, going to check and see if they said anything today, real quick, before I start. A little bit of a live action here. Ah, here we go. So he was limited today.
Okay.
So he didn't practice today. He was limited today.
Okay. So even if he does go on Sunday, I wonder how many carries he's going to get, but hopefully, I mean, everyone's been saying this phrase all season, but like the spark plug of our offense, I think we kind of need him out there. So hopefully he can be there. Obviously offense needs a click, but even if they're going on 4 cylinders, I think defense is still going to have a pretty lights out game.
Yeah, and I think I said today and today, so it's did not participate on Wednesday, limited today.
Oh, okay.
Like what? Like that's how jumbled my brain is today.
Yeah.
Um, Actually, speaking of Philip Lindsay, which Bronco, if you could pick someone other than Philip Lindsay, because we know that's kind of the given, who else do you think could be a key factor for this game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I want to say Drew Lock. Like we want him to have a lights out game. He's definitely a large component, obviously. But my main player / position group, kind of going along with defense, keeping us in it, is inside linebacker. I think if Josie and AJ have a good game, containing Kelsey and helping on the rush defense, I think that'll really set us up. I mean, obviously, not having Callahan and Tyreek coming off of a huge game last week is a little nerve-wracking for our secondary, but I'm hopeful that inside linebackers can kind of keep it locked down, especially with the rush offense. So those are kind of my two that I'll be watching this week.
Definitely fingers crossed on that. With actually a little bonus question, with Bryce Callahan out, who are you looking forward to step up opposite of AJ Boye?
Yeah, obviously it would be nice to have Will Parks this week, but I think they said that he won't be until I think next week. So obviously that would be nice, but OJ Mudia, I mean, I really liked how he played the first couple games, and then all of a sudden we weren't really seeing him anymore. So I'm not sure if that was just, too good, but one is better, so you put in the better player.
Mhm.
Or if, he was having issues that maybe I wasn't seeing, but I do hope that he can kind of come and play well and show that he's meant to be on this team. I thought he had a really good start. So
Yeah, he definitely was doing well, and I think you, along with everyone else in Broncos country, is kind of surprised that we haven't seen him on the field very much.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've heard a little bit about his tackling, so maybe that's it. But our defenses, they're older. They're definitely one of the oldest in the league. So it would be nice to start mixing in some of our younger talent, and hopefully Ojemudia can show what he has this weekend.
I hope so. I really
Yeah,
hope so.
me too.
Um, we'll end this with a little bit of a fun question, and I pretty much ask this with almost everyone. But how did your love for the Denver Broncos begin?
Yeah. So growing up in Colorado, my whole family is from here. We've all been big Colorado sports fans. But my dad, growing up, we would always watch the games, and he was always very supportive of me being interested in sports, which is nice. I know a lot of women can't say the same, so that's always been really nice. And I've also, my grandma was a huge fan, and I think that was always a nice reinforcement too. Having a dad that supports it is great, but seeing a woman in your family who loves sports is also really nice. So definitely comes from the family.
Nothing better than family.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time out to chat with me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. Excited for this week, trying to be optimistic. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's going to be a long, for the first time in a while, it's going to be a long wait.
Yeah, seriously. This is the week I would have loved an 11 a.m. game. So yeah.
Hey, we went next week, so
Yeah, back to the morning slot. So
yes,
yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully we come surprise some people.
let's hope.
Yeah.
All right, this is Ty and Tori signing off.